Hello and welcome to today's project update video. Well, I'm going to be talking about the latest news that we have on some of the projects that I've been covering, and I'll also be talking about a specific project which have been around for some time. They've been building on one chain. They're called Rivex, and they've got some really bullish news coming up. So I want to make you aware in case you aren't already, because there are just so many projects out there. It's hard to keep a track of everything, of what's going on everywhere, especially now with DeFi and all these food tokens on Uniswap, which are scamming people. I mean, people are talking about those, but it's so easy to get scammed. So we're going to be talking about a project which is actually doing something important in the space, right? They're actually building on one chain. One chain have been around for quite some time, but when I get to it, you're going to be really interested in these specific news with this project called Rivex. Of course, we'll take a look at the market on CoinMarketCap. I mean, the market has been pulling back a bit today, right? It looked a bit bullish earlier in the morning European time, but now it's getting a bit of a pullback. I mean, Bitcoin was trading at over 10,500 earlier today, and now it's 10,300. So let's see if it holds above 10K. I mean, that's very important because that would mean that it's accumulating around this area in order to form a new support zone, so that it could then hopefully go back up, unless it breaks below, of course, because both scenarios are possible in trading. As you know, that's how markets move. The only one that's been doing pretty well in the top 10 here is Binance Coin, which has been constantly pumped by CZ, the owner of Binance Exchange. He's had so many bullish news with Binance lately, so there's no surprise that it's performing so well. And look at this chart here, even on the 7-day. We don't even need to look into detail. We just look at this chart and you see how it's been performing. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to get a major pullback, but maybe, I don't know, with all these bullish news, it could do very well indeed. Today we're also going to be talking about Foresight. It's a project which I've been discussing before. I've done a review video on them, so if you haven't already watched it, I do recommend you check it out. It should pop up on the top right hand corner of the screen, and then maybe come back to this video because it'll make more sense. But to summarize, Foresight are an insurance product against crypto scams. So any projects that are exit scamming that you've invested in could be insured against, so that you're protected once, of course, the scam is proven. They're obviously working on a product, but they've got some news today, and that is, of course, staking, the long awaited for news for any project that people invest in. Everybody likes staking. Everyone wants to hear about DeFi. Everyone wants to hear about yield farming, anything that brings returns, basically. And of course, we'll be talking about Rivex as well after that. But before that, let's take a look at the market. So again, Bitcoin trading at 10,300. We've got the biggest winners, which are OKB and Aragon. Also, Kusama have been recovering quite well, and of course Binance Coin, which I've mentioned earlier. The biggest losers are DeFi Money, which are Wi-Fi II, which is the fork of Wi-Fi yield farming. They've pulled back quite a lot. I mean, they pumped to 6,900 yesterday, and now pulling back significantly to the 5K range based on some news that they've had. Of course, Yearn Finance are also pulling back from 46K to 33.7K here after the Coinbase news. You know how it is, sell the news. That's pretty much how it is. They're going to get listed on Coinbase, so people probably speculated that DeFi.money is going to be the next to be listed on Coinbase because they are a fork of Wi-Fi, and because Binance listed Wi-Fi first and then they listed Wi-Fi I, which is DeFi Money. People are speculating probably that DeFi.money is going to be the next to list on Coinbase, but that's not necessarily true. They are a fork. It doesn't mean that it has to happen, right? Yeah, I mean, anything is possible, of course, as always. But hey, by the way, if you're new here, my name is Claudio and this is CryptoSchain, the channel where I do crypto news, reviews, tutorials and interviews. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button and enable notifications if you're new, so that you don't miss the next video I upload that may interest you. As always, do also click that like button if you enjoyed this video, or dislike if you don't, and just let me know in the comments below what you didn't like or what you did like. And if you've got any sort of questions about the topics I discuss, I'll do my best to try and help you by answering them, or try and get an answer for you, of course, or at least point you in the right direction. But let's move on and talk about the news, and that's of course Foresight, which is the project that I've been discussing already, that I've been reviewing a while back. It is down 6.4% at the moment, even after the news, simply because the whole market is taking a bit of a dip, so this is of course affected. It is only trading on Uniswap. at the moment. It is on some other exchange which I don't recommend, which is a centralized exchange with very low liquidity, also a lot of fake volume, so be careful with that. It's better to wait for bigger exchange listings, maybe if you're considering anything other than Uniswap. But what is the bullish news with Foresight? Well, again, just to reiterate, they are an insurance product against crypto scams. So you can basically insure yourself before you invest in a product, and then you get that insurance in case there is an exit scam, right? Of course, they do evaluate high-risk projects, so they may be evaluating your project before you invest in it, and if they consider it high risk, either the insurance premium is going to be very high, or they're just not going to insure it. So if they don't insure it, that kind of gives you an idea that maybe you shouldn't even invest in them, right? So that is pretty cool, because when you use these kind of insurance products, you're insured. Obviously, you feel better, you feel more confident that you can sleep better at night in case something happens when investing in those high risk assets. So it's something for you to keep in mind. And again, they don't actually have the product yet. They're still developing the product. But what is the reason I'm bullish with this news? Well, they're announcing the next listing and staking project. Okay, so Unifier Wallet are going to be listing Foresight, and there's going to be a staking option within this wallet. Okay, so Unifier Wallet is part of the Ethereum network, which is a cryptocurrency project that have been around for quite some time now. And with their wallet, you are able to stake. So it's basically for platforms that don't have, or for projects, I should say, that don't have a staking platform of their own, and they're working on building it. So they use projects like Ethereum network to stake on using their specific wallet, which in this case it's Unifier. So basically they're just reiterating here that they're thrilled to announce the next Unifier wallet listing and staking project, of course, which is Foresight. And they're giving us more information on Foresight, which we already know about. So basically we don't know. This is the thing that we got to keep in mind right now, is we need to wait a little bit longer before Foresight are going to decide on the staking rewards, on the APR, how much you're going to get if you stake, how much you should stake to get a specific percentage to qualify for different percentage ratios, and so on. So they're discussing the terms for now, but they did announce that that they're going to be supported by Unifier Wallet, which is again Ethereum network. So that is something to keep in mind. We don't have information on the amounts yet, okay, but it's something to keep your eyes on for when we do get the information. If you are interested in staking, if you hold Foresight, of course. Not financial advice as always. Always do your own research. Just keep in mind that at the moment, one of the downsides with Foresight is that the team is anonymous, and I know some people may be affected by that. They may not be okay with that, right? So that is something to keep in mind. They do have the reason for that, right? They did say that it's because of personal situations with some team members and their current jobs, right? So conflict of interest with the current jobs that they've got. They can't reveal their identity, but it's something that they're working towards, and they'll eventually do that. So just to let you know from the get-go, this is one of the downsides at the moment, in my opinion, one of the cons with Foresight. When the team is going to be visible, when the team is going to be available to see for everyone to check on the website, then I think that they're going to gain more momentum, because the project itself is decent, right? I mean, they're basically solving a real, a necessary use case that we need. In the crypto space, with all these rug pulls, especially with all these Uniswap tokens and projects that are pulling out, right, wrecking investors. So basically they're going to be unlocking link drop, pull drop, and swap drop. So they're basically saying here that they're going to enable Foresight holders to take advantage of the link drop technology, which allows users to send crypto assets to anyone over their platform of choice using link, including Telegram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook. So that is pretty cool. You can use all these different social media platforms. So that means that influencers, users, and the Foresight project itself will be able to send Foresight for up to 100 people at once using a single link, making contests, AMAs, and other marketing campaigns completely seamless. Foresight will be among the first projects to utilize our swap drop technology for risk-free OTC trades using a shareable link. So then they're given more information here on Ethereum network. I haven't actually reviewed Ethereum network. I don't know if I will be reviewing it maybe at some point in the future, but the whole point of this was just to reiterate that you will be able to stake Foresight ahead of their product launch, which could take a while. They're basically aiming for 2021. There have been talks on suggestions from the community with regards to a possible substrate development. So if they develop on Substrate, that means of course that they'll be interoperable with Polkadot. The team are considering it, they're looking at the options, so we'll see what they come up with. If they come back to us and update us and tell us, yeah, sure, we like Substrate, we're not tied to Ethereum in any way, and we're going to be building on Substrate, that would be pretty bullish for this project in my opinion, because we've seen what happened with Substrate and the effect it had on the price, of course, because at the end of the day, that's why people invest. They're investing in a product with the hope to get returns, right? So yeah, I mean, pretty bullish on this. There will be an option to stake again. So just to reiterate that, that's pretty cool. And this is the wallet. If you go to the Ethereum.network website, this is the wallet, Unifier wallet. This is how it looks. It will be on the mobile. As you can see here, looks pretty cool, right? User friendly. They're going to be using the link drop technology. And yeah, this is pretty much it from the updates from Foresight, the latest news that we've got from them. I'm going to keep an eye out on them because hopefully we'll get some exchange listing news in the coming weeks too. They've been talking about that in the community. I mean, the community is pushing for a new exchange listing, so we'll see. If it does come, that will be pretty good, of course, for the holders, right? Because you don't only want to see a project on Uniswap, you want to see a project list on other exchanges. You want to see liquidity for the project, right? Because it gives you more confidence that they're performing, they're pushing updates, the marketing is good. You know, this is what you need to do. You need to keep investors up to date with the progress, and we're seeing that with Foresight, so it's pretty good. Again, they had this update with DEX tools, the integration with DEX tools, so again, you know, they're working, they're doing something. This is the important bit. The thing that I hate the most about some projects is that they're releasing the product and then they keep quiet for days and days and days and maybe even weeks, and then they post an update which is like, okay, I mean, it's not so big. But with Foresight, I'm seeing them follow a different model, like we've seen with Band Protocol, for example. I absolutely love the marketing from Band Protocol. I love the marketing from Elrond. So it's all about keeping your investors up to date with news, even if it means just a small progress. Like we've progressed with this, we've achieved this milestone in the roadmap. You know, keep your investors up to date. So I really like when Foresight are doing, to be honest, because they're keeping us up to date with everything. So here we go. We've seen since launch, I mean, they've launched one on the 2nd of September, if I'm not wrong, or 5th of September is when they launched, and they've already pushed a lot of updates. So I'm pretty happy with these DEX tools and now Unifier wallet with Ethereum network. But that's that about Foresight. I'm going to keep an eye out on them as always, and we'll be letting you know if we get any more bullish updates. Let's talk about Rivex or Rivex. I'm not sure how this is pronounced, but they're building on one chain. It is a token. Again, the total supply that you see here is not the real one, 4 billion, because you may be wondering why is it 47 cents with 4 billion total supply. Well, they've burned a lot of that. It's actually 25 million total supply. Which out of that in circulation we've got less. So what happens is that out of that supply, the max supply, a small portion is being generated and paid out to stakers. So you can stake your ORVX tokens, and by staking ORVX tokens, you after 1 week of staking you start to generate rewards, and that's like 0.9%, almost 1% per week APR. So the staking returns are very good, right? Very, very good, because this is what people want to see, high staking rewards. And you may be asking yourself, well, why so much? Aren't they going to run out of that? What are they going to do after? Well, the whole point is that when they run out of it, they're no longer going to give us staking rewards, but they're going to have some other bullish news. And this is what I'm going to be talking about in this specific section here. Let's scroll down from their Twitter page because I really want to talk about this. This is it here. So this is the kind of marketing that I like to see. They're basically summing up everything that's going to happen in September. Make it a September to remember for Rivex, right? Uniswap listing. So they're going to do an ERC20 token. They're going to create one of those, right, for Rivex. Yield farming, liquidity mining, partnership announcement, migration of League of Stakes from one chain to Ethereum. So again, League of Stakes is actually an application where you can stake. It's their wallet basically, right? It's their wallet where you can stake Rivex in order to get returns. Again, it's part of one chain because that's what they're built on. AAV integration in desktop and mobile wallets, and token swap to ERC20 or VX, which means that of course they're going to be listing on Uniswap, which they've already mentioned. But the bullish part here, which I'm really eager, apart from Uniswap, we know how important that is, because if we look at market pairs here, they're only listed on BitMax, so just one exchange where you can actually get this token at the moment. Aside from that, the yield farming part is the one I'm bullish on, because what they're going to do is they're going to airdrop to ORVX holders which are staking. You need to be staking in the League of Stakes app in the actual wallet. if you're staking, you're going to be airdropped a fork of Wi-Fi. So they're going to be forking Wi-Fi with a new token, which is going to be used for yield farming, which is called Project Y. I don't know if it's really going to be called Project Y. It could just be a temporary name. They're just saying Project Y for now, but it's going to have 15,000 total supply, and it's only going to be available to people that are staking or VX. So hence why the price has really done really well here. As you can see, it has performed significantly well. Let's look at the 1 month here chart, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here we go. It used to be like 10 cents, right? It used to be 10 cents at the end of August. And look at this, look at this, look at this. Look how nice. It went to 60 cents, right? I mean, it's pushed really well. And then again, it had another push up here. So it had multiple waves. And as people are obviously bullish with the news, even after the pullback that we had with Bitcoin, and of course the price dropped to 27 here, 25 even, it's coming back up strong. It's pulling back a bit because of BTC, but it's going to come back again. So again, very bullish news because of this specific yield farming token. We've seen what yield farming does. We've seen what Wi-Fi did. We've seen what DeFi.money did, which is just a fork of Wi-Fi. So what's to say that that Project Y, or maybe whatever other name they're going to be giving it, is not going to perform as well, right? Let me know what you think. I'm really curious to get your opinion. In my personal opinion, it's a no-brainer that a 15,000 total supply token, which is going to be airdropped to people that are staking, is not going to perform well when it starts trading, right? So again, it depends. They're going to be having the yield farming use case for it, but what's to say they're not going to list on exchanges, right? Of course, they should be listing on exchanges. And again, that token is likely going to be an Ethereum token, hence why they're doing this ERC20 migration, right? So if they're doing that, then that means that that token is also going to be on Uniswap. And you know what happens on Uniswap, especially with low caps when they list, right? So again, I'm very bullish on this, and I can see why Rivex has been performing so well lately. They've been pushing a lot of updates. I have not done a review on Rivex, but just to give you a summary, they are a layer 2 solution for scalability on one chain. That is their main purpose basically, but I will be doing a dedicated review in a separate video, so as not to give too much information in this video and make it too long for you. But that was it from today's video. I just wanted to push these updates through to let you know. I hope you're doing okay. Thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to like if you enjoyed or dislike if not, and leave a comment below. Take care and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.